Twins are hoping that they can continue to have success against this team in their ballpark. Last 5 years, the Twins have won 11 of the 17 games between the two teams, with a lot of they have their work cut out for them against one of the hottest pitchers and one of the best pitchers in the league, James Paxton. It should be of some comfort to Paul Molitor to be able to write both Byron Buxton's name and Miguel Sano's name in his starting lineup. First time since April 12th that he's been able to do that. The Menards batting order for the Twins has Dozier leading off, Eddie Rosario, Miguel Sano, Eduardo Escobar, Max Kepler, Mitch Garver, Robbie Grossman, A-Ray Adrianza, and then Buxton.
And tonight's starting pitcher stats are brought to you by Home Furniture, and that being James Paxton, making his 11th start, 3-1 on the year. Making his second start against the Twins back on April 5th in Minnesota. Got a no decision, pitched 5 shutout innings, and then in the 6th inning, Miguel Sano hit a 2-run home run off of him. That tied the game, and the Twins ended up winning that ball game 4-2.
Northland Fort defense for the Mariners, and they've had to kind of shuffle on the fly a little bit this year with all the injuries. Gamble, Heredia, Haniger in the outfield, Seager, Segura, Beckham, Healy in the infield, Mike Zunino behind the plate. I thought there was a chance, even though it's a beautiful day, I thought there was a chance that the Mariners might close the roof just to keep any birds of prey from descending on Paxton. Remember, he was the guy warming up in left field for opening day, and Challenger, the bald eagle, was released and ended up going straight to James Paxton, and somehow he was able to.
Wow, it was a cool sight. It really was.
Paxton handled it a lot better than I would, if I can tell you that. There's a base hit up the middle for Dozier, and there will be no hitter for Paxton here tonight.
You know, and the Mariners doing the right thing, as we show you here on opening day in Minnesota. The eagle that was supposed to land on the pitcher's mound instead of landed on James Paxton's back and then his right shoulder. They're actually having a bobblehead given away with James Paxton with the eagle on his shoulder. So, yeah, he pitched a pretty good ball game.
He was able to ignore everything that happened pregame to put together 5 shutout innings.
Eagles all around Safeco Field.
Here's Eddie Rosario. See what the Twins can do with Dozier's leadoff single. Rosario takes strike 1.
Paxton has a good fastball, curveball, cut fastball, and then the circle changeup. Making his 5th career start against the Twins. 2 wins, 1 loss in his first 4 starts with a good ERA under 3, 2.91.
And tap to the right side. Nice pickup by Healy out at second. There'll be no return throw. But Healy had a short hop. He backhanded it and turned it into an out. And that'll bring up Miguel Sano.
Yeah, fielder's choice gets Rosario at first base as Dozier is forced out at second.
So Rosario at first, and Sano will hit. You see a fastball, a cut fastball, and a slider. Every once in a while, a curve and a changeup. Paxton had a 2-0 lead on the Twins through 5. Joe Mauer singled leading off the bottom of the 6th, and then Sano clobbered a 2-run home run, and that was the end of the day for James Paxton. He was back on April 5th. Now the outside corner, 1-1. Paxton 2-0 with a 1.70 ERA in his last 5 starts. We've referenced the no-hitter a few starts ago against Toronto.
37 innings, 45 strikeouts over those 5 starts.
And now 1-2. Been a pretty good month of May with the no-hitter on the 8th of May, and his start prior to that, he struck out 16 Oakland A's. It's blocked by Zunino, and it's 2-2. You look at a pitcher who's thrown a no-hitter recently and you go, well, what's he done since? You know, sometimes a no-hitter just kind of pops up and the guy doesn't pitch real well after that. Not so for Paxton. 2-2. Foul back.
Oh, good swing right there by Sano. Yeah, his next 2 starts were against the Tigers.
2 starts against Detroit, and he gave up 9 hits over 15 innings. So He's really on a roll, and he will get some consideration, I'm sure, for the American League Pitcher of the Month for May.
I think the biggest thing here in Seattle, everybody crossing their fingers if they can keep him healthy through a whole season.
Swing and a miss, so no strikes out, and that's the second out of the inning.
It's number 80 on the season for Paxton in 63 innings pitched. Hey.
They call him the Big Maple here, hence the Maple Grove. It's not referencing a Twin Cities suburb.
Paxton born in British Columbia in Canada.
Here's Eduardo Escobar hitting cleanup.
Escobar hitting better as a right-handed hitter, not as many at bats, but he's hitting .311 with 2 of his 7 home runs coming as a right-handed hitter.
Fouled back, 1 strike.
And Escobar 2 for 7 against Paxton with a home run.
Keep an eye on Rosario.
Rosario has 4 stolen bases in 5 attempts.
Twins have hardly done any running at all over the last 3-4 weeks in terms of base stealing.
There have been 2 stolen bases against Paxton on the mound in 3 attempts.
There goes Rosario. The pitch tapped foul. I think he got a good break, but he'll return to first.
Yeah, with 2 outs, Rosario would like to get into scoring position. He tries it right there, but Escobar fouls it off, so he'll trot back to first. Or walk.
Back again. And that's another 0-2 pitch. Rosario did not go on that pitch. Mariners hanging in there despite all the injuries and the Cano suspension. 3 games behind Houston, but 9 games above the 500 mark. That bounces, and Rosario couldn't take off for second.
Zunino did a good job of keeping that ball in front of him. Zunino, very good receiver. Watch him get down, utilize that chest protector, try to knock it and keep it in front of him. Does a good job of that.
Tap left side, easy play for Segura, and he underhands it to end the inning. Dozier starts the inning with a single. The Twins leave 1 aboard, no score after a half. Seattle. Scott Servais said again today when he was meeting with the media that he thinks all the adversity that they've faced, the injuries to key players, the suspension of Robinson Cano, it's really helped galvanize his team. Here's the Menards batting order for the opener. Gene Segura, Guillermo Heredia, Mitch Haniger, Nelson Cruz, Kyle Seager, Ryan Healy, Ben Gamble, Mike Zunino, and Gordon Beckham. And a first pitch strike from Fernando Romero.
And tonight's starting pitcher stats are brought to you by Home Furniture. Yes, Romero making his 5th start of the year, looking for his 3rd win.
Toward the hole. Nice pickup by Adrianza, but he has no chance. Sano has to come off the bag to hold Segura to an infield single.
Great effort right there by Adrianza. He went deep into the hole, and Segura, who gets on that line very quickly. No chance, but still an outstanding play. Going to his right, gets up quickly, tries to get something on that throw, but you can see Segura already by the bag, and a good job by Sano getting off the bag, knowing that he has to knock that ball down.
Sure, some people thought, well, Sano, he's coming back from a hamstring injury. He's less likely to be tested at first base and third base, and then the first throw across the diamond, and he's got to show some quickness and some footwork to keep Segura at first. And there's a first pitch strike now to Heredia, who's really helped carry the club the last couple of weeks, getting a chance to play in center field with the Cano, first the injury, then the suspension, and they brought D. Gordon in to play at second base. And Heredia's really been swinging a hot bat. Up and in, and it's 1-1.
And that's what we've seen from Romero too. He'll go inside, knows the importance of pitching inside and then establishing a way. He may come back in again. See Garver wanting it in, and not far inside, but does move Heredia.
That was between the inside corner of the plate and the front edge of the batter's box. Not that far inside at all.
Yeah, Seattle likes to run. 36 stolen bases in 45 attempts, and Segura at first base has 11 of the 36.
Segura
a couple times.
Segura and Heredia have really done a great job setting the table for the middle of the lineup. 1-1 now to Heredia. Foul. 1-2.
Heredia, 27 years old, out of Cuba, in his 3rd season with the Mariners.
See, he's handled righties, lefties both very well.
He started the season with the Mariners. They sent him down for about a week, get some at bats down in AAA, and then recalled on May 1st.
Swing and a miss. Romero. Yeah, that off-speed pitch gets his first strikeout, 1 down.
And Romero has been picking up some strikeouts. Strikeout number 23 for Romero in 22 innings pitched.
Mitch Haniger will bat.
You can see the movement of that pitch right there.
That's got to be the changeup, right? Because I think the slider is clocked in the low 90s, and he threw him a good changeup on a good spot. 1 down. So with Cano out, Cruz has been in and out with some injury issues again. Haniger has swung the bat and put up numbers that you'd expect from a number 3 hitter, hitting .291, 11 home runs, 36 runs batted in. Yeah, he got hit at home. He's done really, really well.
Yeah, he got hit by a pitch about 3-4 games ago, and they were afraid that he might go on a DL.
Segura will steal with Garver unable to get the ball out of the mid. A stolen base with 1 out.
Well, with D. Gordon no longer in that lineup, Segura leads the club now in stolen bases. That's his 12th. D. Gordon has 16 of them. You can see trying to hurry his throw, forgot to get the ball in the glove.
1 strike to Heredia, or to Haniger rather, I should say. Breaking ball. 1-1.
Haniger in his 2nd season with the Mariners. Came up with the Diamondbacks in 2016.
Driven foul, 1-2. Twins and Mariners have played 3 at Target Field. They just played them quite a bit apart. There was a game snowed out back on April 8th. Twins won one of the first 2, and then the Mariners came back in the middle of this month to beat the Twins 1-0. The Twins tonight hoping to even the season series at 2 apiece. 1-2. There's a nice stop by Garver. 2-2. That ball landed in front of the plate. Might have landed on the chalk of the left-handed batter's box.
We showed you Zunino in the first inning. What a good job he did. Mitch Garver right here utilizing his body, his chest protector. Whatever it takes, get down. You can see utilizing the chest protector to deaden the ball. Keeps Segura at second base.
Two and 2 to Haniger. Got him on a half swing. And Garver throws him out at first. 2 down, 2 strikeouts.
That looked like that hard slider right there. So second straight strikeout.
Take a look at the Twins in the field. Buxton in the middle of the outfield. Rosario and Kepler on either side. Escobar, Adrianza, Dozier, Sano the infielders, and Garver behind the plate. And the batter is Nelson Cruz. He showed me his bruised elbow before batting practice today. He's banged up, not swinging at 100%. Being hit by a pitch. Base hit to left field. Rosario charges. Rounding third is Segura. And Rosario's throw is cut off. And Cruz on the first pitch drives in the game's first run.
Well, RBI number 19 on the year for Nelson Cruz. And the Mariners take a 1-0 lead. So thanks to the stolen base and then a 2-out single by Cruz. Breaking balls kind of stayed up a little bit. And Cruz finding that hole between third and short. Gingerly runs to first base, but Segura hustles and scores the first run of the ball game.
And now Kyle Seager will bat. Seen a couple pitches in that one too. Looked like the same pitch that struck out Heredia. Maybe a changeup, a first pitch changeup to Cruz.
That looked like a slider that just kind of hung right there. Kind of had that slider spin.
Here is Seager. And 96 off the plate, ball 1. Mariners have won 7 of their last 10 ball games. They start a 10-game homestand tonight.
Well, Seager off to a slow start as far as his average, but he does have 8 home runs and he's driven in 30.
Sharply hit, but into the shift. And Dozier makes the play from short right field. Couple of singles, sandwiching a stolen base, and the Mariners have a 1-0 lead.
car scoop from the clubhouse. We'll start with Joe Mauer. Back-to-back days with cardio workouts back at Target Field. They hope to get him in the cage tomorrow. Paul Mauer said we won't see him on the road trip, maybe when the Twins get back home. Irvin Santana, his first outing. His rehab went 2 innings, and Paul Mauer said the control wasn't there. Still not a lot of great comfort with that throwing hand. Something got to work on. His next start will be Tuesday, likely in Fort Myers. And the guy in the batter's box, Max Kepler, I asked Paul Mauer about the adjustments he's made. Lefty against lefties. His numbers are through the roof. 333 leads all American lefties, and Paul Mauer said it's a comfort thing, starting to realize what those pitches look like from a left-hander, getting comfortable, less guessing, and good work, guys.
3 hopper to the shortstop Segura, and Kepler is retired, leading off the second, 1 down.
Yeah, even that swing right there, I mean, he was right on it. He hit that ball sharply right to the shortstop.
And Paul, in answering Kevin's question, said, too, that he's not chasing pitches out of the strike zone. He's really improved his pitch recognition. 1 down. Here's Mitch Garver.
Yeah, one thing real quick about Irvin Santana. He pitched on Wednesday night in Chattanooga, 2 innings, gave up a couple runs, 45 pitches in the 2 innings, 29 were strikes.
They said that the velocity, and maybe it would be unrealistic to expect it to be, you know, in the low to mid 90s, but it had not really gotten above 90. So there's a little work to do on the velocity side and the location side.
It's almost spring training all over for him.
1-0 to Mitch Garver. Swing and a miss.
And an injury like that, you don't want to try to have him come back too quick, you know, and re-aggravate that tendon in that middle finger, because that's the key to really, you know, his slider or even your fastball.
1-1 to Garver, and then Robbie Grossman. Speed pitch taken for a ball, 2-1.
Yeah, that more the big sweeping curveball that Paxton has.
After the Twins tied the game against Paxton on a Sano home run, the next inning Garver hit a home run, and the Twins ended up winning their home opener. This one chopped over the mound, but right to the second baseman Beckham, and the veteran throws him out. 2 away. MLB At Bat is your #1 Twins app. You can customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Twins home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. 2 down and 5 in a row set down by Paxton after the Dozier opening single. Here's Robbie Grossman. Checked his swing and took up high.
Yeah, 1 strikeout for Paxton, and the other 4 outs retired on the ground. So Paxton keeping the ball on the ground so far.
Foul back. 1-1.
Average wise, Robbie hitting better as a right-handed hitter, 276. His home run he hit has been as a left-handed hitter.
Missing inside, 2-1.
His last start against the Tigers here, 9 innings, only 3 hits allowed, a couple runs, 8 strikeouts.
Driven foul down the right side.
He's in a very good groove right now, being James Paxton.
Well, and the Mariners are really going to need him to pitch well and stay healthy, as you pointed out before. Pitched another good ball game against the Tigers, 117 pitches worth. 2-2 to Grossman. Up the middle, and a nice play by Beckham, who fielded the first hop behind the second base bag. Grossman struck it hard with the barrel of the bat, but Paxton has a 1-2-3 second inning. Pizza Ranch for the win here in the opener.
Well, continue strong starting pitching and turn it over to a rested bullpen. So what I mean by that is Romero, hopefully he can get 5 or 6 good innings in, and then the bullpen is well rested, and they have been pitching very well out of that Twins bullpen.
Yeah, they went into the day off with some good starts. They're well rested. Let me try to describe what I think the fans see on TV. They see Romero pitch, and then they see the velocity reading. That last one, 97. That's 96. So we've seen 95, 97, 96. And it's surprising because it doesn't look like he's trying to throw hard. Yeah, the ball just, as they say, comes out of his hand really well. It's not like he's a max effort guy, but the ball just gets in on you. And he jams Healy, who still is able to fight it out to Kepler in right field, 1-1.
Well, I think what they see too is a guy that's kind of stocky. Okay, they list him at 6 foot, about 215. So he's not a tall pitcher. What he does a good job of getting to the balance point, and he's got a good whip as far as the arm coming through.
Joe Mays made the All-Star team shortly after that, and Romero's got a ways to go, but he's off to a really good start. But as you said before we hit the air, you know, this is just his 5th start. We don't know yet what we're going to get from this guy, but with that velocity and with the stuff that he has apart from his fastball, he's got a very high ceiling. 1-0 and high at 97. And we all see pitchers, and when we show the velocity from the center field camera, says, yeah, that looked like that was 93 because the pitcher exerted himself. Bouncer to short. That was 96.
Well, you know what? Take that for example right there. He didn't try to nitpick. He said, okay, here's my good fastball. Do what you can with it. Had something on it, and Gamble beat it into the ground. So he fell behind 2-0. He didn't want to walk, you know, the number 8 hitter or 7 hitter. So there's just a fastball. Hitters get themselves out.
And it's not just the velocity, of course, it's the movement that the ball has towards home plate. Just reach back, threw a strike, 97. Boom. Zunino, the batter.
He likes his fastball almost 64% of the time. This hard slider, and then the changeup.
The second inning, it's been nothing but fastballs. And Zunino behind quickly, 0-2. That's the slider at 92. Let me say that again. That's his slider at 92 miles per hour. 1-2 to Zunino.
That's the slider at 89.
Twins have 2 23-year-old top of the rotation guys. Romero going tonight and Barrios going Sunday.
Wants to go back to the slider.
Off the plate, now it's a 3-2 count.
See him shake off Garver right there. Garver wanted a 2-seamer down and in. You know what? And the catcher only suggests, as a pitcher, you know what you want to throw. There's a fastball.
Right down the middle,
right there.
at 97. A 1-2-3 second inning, and it is 1-0 Seattle.
Boston Red Sox activate Dustin Pedroia off the disabled list. Of course, he had that knee surgery back in October. 4-time All-Star, back with the Red Sox, but that's not the whole story. They optioned for assignment Hanley Ramirez. They have 7 days to trade or outright release one of their star players in the outfield. Ramirez out, Pedroia in. He didn't get in the lineup, guys, but they won again. 35-16. They beat the Braves 6-2 tonight at Fenway.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. And the Yankees beat the Angels 2-1, and so the Red Sox stay a game ahead of New York.
Well, it's a pretty good race over there, isn't it?
Well,
Boston
the Twins
with 35 wins, Yankees with 32 now.
The Twins can be thankful that there's no team in the Central, and Cleveland would have been the most logical candidate to do that. To run away and hide like both the Red Sox and Yankees have done in the East, or that Houston has gotten off to a great start, certainly, in the West. Indians thought they were on their way to get above the 500 mark today. They had Corey Kluber on the mound, and he pitched shutout ball for 6 1/3 innings. So they had 8 outs to get. The current score now in the bottom of the 9th is Houston 11, Cleveland 2. The Cleveland bullpen again has given up a short lead, but they've been blown to smithereens. The bullpen has been a major issue for Cleveland, and therein lies increased hope for the Twins. Here's Adrianza, 0-2. He's battling Paxton, leading off the third, and that one landed 3 feet in front of the plate. Andrew Miller gave up the first 3 runs for the bullpen tonight in Cleveland.
And while we're here in Seattle, Seattle made a trade today with the Tampa Bay Rays.
Did they ever?
Denard Span coming here to Seattle along with Alex Colomé, their closer, the Tampa Bay Rays closer. For a couple minor league pitchers.
And Adrianza finally succumbs to Paxton, 1 away. Yeah, the Twins thought they'd seen enough of Denard Span in St. Petersburg. He had a great series against them. Now they'll have to deal with him probably as soon as tomorrow. And Colomé will set up Diaz, the closer here in Seattle. 1 down, and third here is Byron Buxton.
Colomé last year, 47 saves for the Tampa Bay Rays.
They probably traded him before they decided to put him in the starting rotation in St. Petersburg. Buxton 3 for 6 against Paxton. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Both pitchers throwing strikes. Pitch number 36 for Paxton.
Pitches up to Buxton.
27 strikes.
Struck him out. And Paxton picks up his 3rd strikeout.
Well, we talked about the but talked about Romero's size. Paxton, they list him at 6'4", 235, and he, like Romero, does a good job. Gets to that balance point, and he even more uses that downward plane. Good fastball right here, past the swinging Buxton.
Here's Dozier, single to start the ball game, and he takes outside, ball 1.
Good curveball right there to even the count.
1-1.
Paxton in his 6th season with the Mariners.
Check swing. 2-1.
And this is how much time he has spent on a disabled list when he first came up in 2013. This is his 6th season. This is his 85th major league start. Good strike to ball ratio.
one reason why his performance and health is so important to the Mariners. Felix Hernandez is not the Felix Hernandez that he's been in the past. And another rough first inning in yesterday's game in Oakland.
Yeah, gave up 4 runs. His ERA in the first inning is over 12.
2-2 to Dozier. Swung on, missed. And it is another strikeout. Paxton has struck out the side quickly here in the top of the third. The #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. By Grant Casino, the best stories start here. And by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world. Bottom of the third, first pitch, a swing and a foul off the bat of Gordon Beckham, 1 strike. They're really playing up this. The Big Maple thing has been going on here for Paxton for a long time, but now they've incorporated the Eagle between innings as Paxton was warming up for the top of the third inning. They're playing the Steve Miller Band and Fly Like an Eagle. I mean, this is a fun little promotion for them here.
Yeah, July 1st they'll have that bobblehead Paxton Day here.
See, even the world of bobbleheads has become more creative. Remember a couple of years ago it was the Kent Herbeck, Ron Gant bobblehead that was a hot seller on eBay. 1-1 to Beckham. And this 1-2.
Yeah, with Cano on the suspended list. Beckham getting an opportunity.
Interesting discussion, if you will, in a newspaper, if that's possible, in the Seattle Times today. 1-2 to Beckham. Lifted to right. A little carry to it, but Kepler's under it. 1 away. The gist of the article was why the Dominican Republic, which provides or produces 10% of the players in Major League Baseball, why 40% of the violations are from Dominican players. And rather than try to summarize the conclusions that were reached and the reasoning behind it, I really encourage you. It was a very well written article about what goes on in the Dominican Republic and why it is that, well, it was Wellington Castillo of the White Sox the other day.
Today he was violating the Major League Baseball drug program.
Segura the batter, 1-0.
I mean, you got, just this year you got Cano, of course, and Polanco from the Dominican Republic. Jorge Polanco.
2-0 to Segura. He got an infield hit, stole a base, scored a run in the first inning. Anyway, if you have the opportunity and the interest, of course, go to the Seattle Times, and I think you'll be enlightened as I was as to why it is, sadly, that it happens so often. Fouled away over the Seattle dugout.
Because they're not using their head. That's why. Well, and drug policy today has been in effect for a while now, and these players are still having these doctors inject them with stuff that they don't know what's in the shot.
2-1 from Romero to Segura.
You have to be smarter.
On the ground. Adrianza over to Sano, 2 down. And Heredia will hit with the bases empty and 2 down. Jim Cott through 5 starts.
Kitty Cott and myself and Brad Radke, Jim Perry, Frank Viola, the top 5 winning pitchers in Twins history. That's how we all started.
Well, let's hope that Romero pitches as long as all those guys. 1-0.
Romero just 23 years old.
What's been impressive, so many things, but one of the things that has been impressive about Romero, there hasn't been one inning so far where he looks overmatched or uncomfortable out there on the mound. He gave up a home run in his last start, the first home run he's given up. The few innings he's had where there's been some congestion on the bases, he's handled all that pretty well. He just looks like he belongs in a big league ballpark on a big league mound.
And he feels he should have been here last year. So that's the confidence that he has. But I like the way he's using his fastball even here tonight. That 2-seamer down and in, the 4-seamer away. Now Garver sitting away, the slider left up a little bit, but Heredia fouls it off. He'll mix in the changeup. Works at a nice tempo pace. Could that be because he spent 7 years in the minor leagues and they have the clock down there? You can't waste your time. Get back on that pitching rubber. Defense is going to play better behind you. There's a good slider, another strikeout.
4 strikeouts, a 1-2-3 third, and we move to the 4th.
The Twins organization, a 3rd-round pick back in 2016. He took a leave from the Air Force to pitch for Cedar Rapids last year, and then late July reported to Cape Canaveral to the Air Force Station to serve as an acquisitions officer for a missile and satellite launch squadron. Pretty impressive. Can throw the pitch and then can take charge of satellites and missiles, guys. You can't say that very often. Those pitchers must be pretty smart, Bert.
Well, God bless him, man. Thank you for his service, too.
Eddie Rosario will lead things off. He takes ball 1. Rosario reached in a fielder's choice his first time up.
Boy, both starters attacking the strike zone, doing a great job.
On the ground, hit right to Beckham. One away.
The Twins have not had a fly ball out yet. Everything's on the ground.
That'll bring up Sano. I mentioned that the last time the Twins have put a lineup out there where both Sano and Buxton were in it was April 12th. And back then, Sano was hitting 250, Buxton hitting 195, and no one thought too much of it because we were just 2 weeks into the season. The Twins proved in the last 7 weeks of the season last year that they could play well without Sano in the lineup, although they'd prefer to have him in it. But when they're both gone, whether you want to call them Thunder and Lightning or whatever nickname you want to give them, they, along with Rosario, are three of the most dynamic hitters in the league. Fouled back.
I tell you what, a guy like Sano, he can carry a ball club if he gets hot. You know, he can carry a club for a week. You know, you leave pitches down in tremendous strength for Sano.
Down and in 1-2.
Of course, you know, with Sano come the strikeouts. That's part of being a home run hitter. He had a good swing at a fastball in the first at bat, and then he had one couple swings ago.
And ball got him.
It was a strikeout. Second time Sano
throws him out, 2 down.
Second time Sano was struck out, and strikeout number 5 for James Paxton. Saw the slow curveball. That's kind of a quicker breaking ball, almost like a slider underneath the swing of Sano.
Escobar will bat.
That's the old Steve Carlton type slider.
Back
down
foot,
and in.
Back foot slider. Escobar takes a strike over the inside corner. 3 hits in the game, 2 for Seattle, all 3 hits singles.
Texans retired 10 straight Twin batters.
Cracked foul, and it's 0-2. And now up 1-2. The assumption was that when Sano came back, he'd DH or play third base. Of course, he's playing first base tonight, and that leaves Escobar at third.
And Escobar's played great at third.
And foul off front leg, maybe the back leg.
Escobar will walk it off, stomp it off. Ouch.
2-2. Just outside full count with Kepler on deck.
97-mile-an-hour fastball just missed.
Back.
No walks in the ball game for either pitcher.
Foul that'll reach the seats.
I think of all the Twins batters, Escobar has a tendency to foul off more pitches than any other Twins batter.
And swing through that pitch as well. High fastball finally got him. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Paxton.
Well, we thought it was going to be a good pitcher's duel, and it has been. James Paxton, 4 innings, allowed only 1 hit, and that was Brian Dozier's leadoff single. No walks, 6 strikeouts. Romero trying to match that. 3 very good innings. The only run allowed in the first inning. Nelson Cruz base hit with Segura at second base.
And a pitch is up to Mitch Haniger. Ball 1. Haniger struck out swinging his first time. Up the middle and off the mound. A nice high hop for Dozier, who had him played well, and Haniger's retired.
As a pitcher, all you want to do is get out of the way, and that's what Romero was able to do.
Especially now, when more often than not, there's a middle infielder standing behind second base.
Watch for Romero's reaction right here. Whoa, get out of the way. And the mound actually helped right there. Nice hop for Dozier for the first out.
Here's Nelson Cruz. Took an off-speed pitch and grounded a single to left to score Segura from second base in the first inning.
They jumped on that first pitch. See how they work him here.
Fastball down and away.
Cruz in his 4th season with the Mariners came up with the Milwaukee Brewers back in 2005. This is his 14th season in the major leagues.
Swing and a foul, 1-1.
A lot of home runs, 5-time All-Star. Also played for the Texas Rangers and the Baltimore Orioles.
Mariners jumping into the free agent market in recent years, getting Cruz and of course Cano. And then they also brought the fences in here a few years ago to make it a more attractive hitter's ballpark. Fouled back. He might have left an off-speed pitch up.
Cruz in his last year of that big contract he signed, a 4-year contract back in 2014. See the shift put on by the infield. Dozier now creeping a little bit more toward second base.
Bounced foul, still 1-2. The Mariner team that, as good as they played, they're got a little bit of a, well, not an eagle, but an albatross, I guess, on their back. They haven't been in the playoffs since 2001. High fly to right. Good thing the roof's open. That might have scraped the roof had it been closed. 2 down. And that'll bring up Kyle Seager. Join Fox Sports North for Kids in the City, benefiting Boys and Girls Clubs at the Twin Cities Tuesday, June 5th. Tickets are $75 and include all-you-can-eat wings, beverages, a silent auction, plus a ticket to the Twins game. And if you can't make it to the event, tickets are on sale. You can still make a donation at boysandgirls.org/kidsinthecity. 2 down, and now Kyle Seager. Neither pitchers allowed a base runner since the first inning.
Yeah, Romero has retired 9 straight Mariner batters.
Fastball up.
Got underneath that fastball a little bit right there, and that's why it stayed up in the strike zone. I did that. You tell yourself, stay back, work out front, meaning get your hand out front. See if he reacts to better there. All right.
Liner to Adrianza to end it. A well hit ball, but another 1-2-3 inning. The 3rd in a row put together by Romero. see fans of the game with the Twins fans in attendance here tonight. Hoping that the Twins can do something against James Paxton. Been a tough customer, particularly in the month of May. Kepler will lead off the fifth. Checked his swing and took up high. Paxton will face Kepler, Garver, and Grossman here in the fifth inning.
Yeah, Paxton 6 strikeouts, 6 ground ball outs.
Driven to right field.
There's a fly
This
ball.
is back, and Kepler has tied the game. Another extra base hit against a left-handed pitcher.
What a nice short compact swing right there by Max Kepler. Home run number 7 on the year. Not seeing the starters make too many mistakes, but a fastball at 87 stayed out. Good swing by Kepler.
His 15th hit against a lefty this year. 10 of them have gone for extra bases. He has 6 doubles and now 4 home runs against a left-hander. And a pitch that covers the inside corner to Mitch Garver.
Paxton giving up his 8th home run, this being his 11th start.
All last year, Kepler had 19 hits against a lefty, and he's already gotten 15. Kepler had 3 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs against left-handed pitching last year. 1 apiece, and now the count 1-1 to Garver. Fouled back. It's headed to the Twins radio booth. What do you suppose? Chris Atterbury catch that? Dan Gladden catch it?
I got it. I'll go with Chris Atterbury. I'll go with Atterbury over Gladden. See, he's got his glove.
Gladden's not even in there.
He's hiding around the corner.
Now, I asked when we got here how many foul balls come into this booth, and they say no, not many here. They all go one booth over to the Twins radio booth.
They don't like Dan Gladden.
2-2 to Garver. And Garver chops at 1, a strikeout for the first out.
Another good hard breaking ball down, and Paxton, after the home run, comes back and picks up his 7th strikeout.
When we get back home June 8th, it's Prince night at Target Field. The first 10,000 fans through the gates receive an inflatable Prince guitar. Limited number of Prince theme night ticket packages are available that include a game ticket and co-branded Prince Twins cap. You can go to twinsbaseball.com/Prince. Learn more about the Prince guitar and the Prince theme night offer.
Good swing by Robbie Grossman on that first high fastball. Fouled it straight back.
And a low 1-1. Miss. Waited on the off-speed pitch, swung over the top. 1-2. Two and two.
Tried to tighten up that breaking ball right there. Left it down and in.
Just the 69th pitch of the night for Paxton. But in 3-2. Been a couple of 3-ball counts, no walks. Grossman hoping to get aboard for Adrianza.
Yeah, Paxton has 33 major league wins, 21 losses, very good ERA, and almost 500 innings pitched, 3.29 coming into the game.
Another strikeout. And he's gotten the last 4 outs and 7 of the last 8 outs on strikeouts.
Well, you mentioned earlier, you know, against the Oakland A's, he had that 16 strikeout ball game back on May 2nd. Another good hard breaking ball down and in. So strikeout number 8.
Adrianza went down swinging his first time up. This one hit deep to the right field corner. This is near the pole, but it's a foul ball. And Haniger has no play. A little more, not much more, but a little more foul territory down in that right field corner than we have at Target Field. Maybe another foot or two of width. One strike. Now 2. Mariners signed a long-term lease here the other day. They'll play here for another 25 years.
It's a beautiful ballpark, Safeco Field.
At the knees. Came right back with to get him. And after the Kepler home run, he strikes out the side again. But Kepler goes deep. And his 7th home run of the year tied the game at 1. Tied the game at 1. Twins season ticket packages are now more convenient than ever. All traditional ticket plans include unlimited ticket exchange options, so you never have a ticket go unused. Season ticket holders are also automatically enrolled in the Sweet Spot Benefits and Rewards program. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/season tickets. And Romero starts Healy with a strike.
Slider to get strike 1. Healy a fly ball to Buxton in his only at bat in the 2nd inning.
On the ground and past Dozier, and a leadoff single for Ryan Healy. First hit for the Mariners since Cruz's RBI single in the first base runner.
Yeah, Romero had retired 10 straight. So after the breaking ball, Romero tried the fastball, and Healy kind of opened up quickly.
Yeah.
See, the ball was kind of letter high inside.
Nowhere near Garver's target. He wanted it down and away. Gamble will hit with a runner at first and nobody out. Outside, ball 1. Scott Service said this afternoon that when Denard Span shows up, presumably tomorrow sometime, Span will see most of his action in left field where Gamble plays right now. Span will see some time in center, but right now Heredia is doing so well there. They're inclined to leave Heredia in center. Now Gamble spanks a single to right field. Healy round second, on his way to third. Kepler's throw coming through, right on the money. Have a night, Max Kepler. A perfect one-hop strike, 1 away.
Well, the Mariners took a gamble right there, but Kepler showing off his arm and accuracy. A one-hopper to Escobar and a quick tag to tag out Healy. So Gamble getting a ball down and hitting it to Healy. Nice little pickup by Max. And then a one-hop perfect throw to Escobar to get the first out.
One out, one on, and now Zunino.
Romero says, thank you very much, Max Kepler.
Daniel's a pretty good athlete. He's more of a threat to steal than Healy was. And the Mariners used a stolen base in the first inning to lead to a run.
Well, first 4 starts, Romero's been able to get a couple double plays turned behind him.
Chopper to short.
To make it 3.
1 and 2, and the Mariners start the 5th with a pair of singles, but only 3 men bat, thanks to a good throw in right field from Max Kepler. Message for the opportunity to be featured in the Minnesota Lottery Winners Circle during our broadcast and receive $100 in scratch tickets with the Minnesota Lottery. Every day is game day. Byron Buxton to lead off the 6th inning. See what he has in mind here to try to get aboard against James Paxton. Thought about bunting and took a strike. Mariners know about Buxton's speed. They know about his ability to bunt. They put Healy well off the bag at first to try to field a bunt if it's heading in that direction. Buxton takes low, 1-1. Ideally, you'd like to bunt the ball hard toward Beckham at second base. Well, if Healy has to make any step to his right to field the ball, it's a base hit.
I know. Go ahead, move him over there.
1 and 2. Buxton struck out swinging his first time up. The last 9 outs, 8 of them have been via strikeout for James Paxton. And on the trademark and a foul back to the screen. Fastball got it at 97, and Buxton's gone 1 away.
And strikeout number 10 for Paxton.
9 of the last 10 outs have been strikeouts. And here's Brian Dozier, who struck out in the 3rd, but he singled in the 1st.
Yeah, 4th time he has struck out 10 or more batters in a ball game. James Paxton has. This is his 11th start.
Replay brought to you by Dodge, and we'll see what Dozier can do here. Foul back, right above the Twins radio booth. They weren't kidding.
They're aiming at him.
We're here and they're over there, and they're getting all the business. Corey Provis taking the weekend off. That's why Chris Atterbury's ably filling in. Pitchers up 1-1. We've seen Paxton go upstairs with fastballs to get strikeouts from, well, Escobar and Buxton recently, but you've got to be careful with that pitch to Bryan because he has feasted on that pitch the last few years. Fly ball right field. Coming in is Haniger, and that's out number 2.
That ball a little bit off the end of the bat.
And it'll bring up Rosario. Rosario's pulled 2 ground balls against Paxton here tonight.
That's the first fly ball out that Paxton has allowed in this ball game. Other than the strikeouts, it's all been ground ball outs.
Breaking ball up high, ball 1. Breaking ball for a strike.
Well, came back with a better one.
The biggest, heaviest workload that Paxton's had in terms of innings pitched a couple of years ago, 171 2/3 innings, and over 50 of those innings were at AAA. So to your point, you know, he's such an important guy for this Mariner team, but he hasn't come close to pitching 200 innings. 2-2.
Well, it's not that he cannot, it's just the injuries have set him back. Starting in 2014, lat strain and a tendon in his left middle finger put him on a disabled list in 2015.
Rosario somehow was able to get a piece of that pitch to keep the at-bat alive.
In 2016, elbow issues, and then on the disabled list a couple times last time. So Rosario reaching out, just getting a piece of it, hoping Paxton makes some mistake here.
He got a piece of Zunino with the foul ball, maybe. 2-2. Pitch he could handle, and he missed it.
He was ready for that fastball too after about 4 straight breaking balls.
Another 2-2 pitch.
Zunino sitting away.
He wastes another one. I didn't mean to exclude Rosario when I was describing Sano and Buxton as the 2 most dynamic hitters, because they both, one has tremendous power, the other has tremendous speed. And by career's end, who knows, Rosario might be the best of the 3. Takes a pitch there, and it's 3-2.
Well, one thing he's doing, he's just showing the confidence he has. Last year he hit 290 in 151 ball games, 27 home runs for Rosario. So he's done it before. Well, he believes he can do it again.
Full count. And he strikes him out on what would have been ball 4. So good at bat for Rosario, who still ends up striking out at the end of a 1-2-3 inning. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. Crowd of a little less than 20 grand on hand here at Safeco Field on this beautiful Friday night. Gordon Beckham will lead things off. And Romero shaves the outside corner at 94, strike one. Beckham, Segura, and Heredia in the Seattle 6th inning.
Yeah, Twins saw a lot of Beckham when he was with the Chicago White Sox. A couple stints with the White Sox.
And now 1-1.
Spent some time here last year with the Mariners.
Romero has pitched anywhere from 92 to 97 pitches in a game. And as a result of that, he has completed 6 innings only once. And given his pitch count, which is just 57, he's in great position as we start the 6th inning here to go deeper into the ballgame.
Well, he's had some quick innings last inning. He needed only 5 innings, or 5 pitches, even though he gave up a couple hits. Beckham a strikeout victim, his 5th.
One gone in the 6th. Let's go to Kevin Gorg.
Yeah, guys, talking to catcher Mitch Garver this afternoon about the game plan tonight, he said anytime you have a young pitcher that gets off to a fast start, teams are going to start watching and looking for patterns. The game plan was to mix things up, still rely on the fastball to set it up, use that off-speed, those off-speed pitches to keep the hitters off balance, but don't get into patterns that you maybe have seen in his first handful of starts. Tonight you've seen him really keep the Mariners hitters off balance. That was the game plan. That's the catcher Mitch Garver, who said anytime a younger pitcher is out there, I'm much more involved. And this guy's certainly young, certainly talented, but relying on his catcher to help set him up for success. So far so good.
1-0 to Segura.
Thank you, Kevin.
Breaking ball went over the backstop. 2-0. Segura with a single his first time up. 26 hits now in just more than 2 weeks. And Scott Service saying guys like Segura and Heredia have really done a great job stepping up in the absence of Robinson Cano. It was the talk of baseball for a day or two that apart from your feelings about Cano and what he did, it would be, there's a strike called even though Garver didn't hang on to it. It would be a crippling blow to the Mariners, and they've played probably their best baseball of the year since he was suspended. First, of course, he was hurt with the broken finger. 2-1 to Segura. Off the end of the bat, Romero's got to cover the bag. Sano, like he was born to be a first baseman, makes a nice play. 2 down.
Well, a nice little flip right there to Romero, hustled from that mound and get over there to cover first. Right off the end of the bat, Segura, a lot of spin on this ball. A quick throw right there, lead him, and then find the bag for the pitcher.
You know what we just saw, and
PFT.
it's a minute little thing, but what we just saw, Sano stopping short of entering the infield grass is because of the rule change limiting mound visits. Twins for years have instructed their infielders outside ball 1 after a pitcher's involved in covering first base or making a play to go in, talk to the pitcher, and just give him a few minutes to collect himself. But you can't do that now because it's a charged mound visit. Whether it's Escobar, Sano crept into the edge of the grass and then stopped in his tracks, because if he had progressed any further and had any conversation with Romero, which would have been the point all along, it would have been a mound visit. You can go in there and clean your spikes if you'd like. 1-1 to Heredia.
Neither team has used a mound visit yet.
It really hasn't been a factor at all. I mean, I can't think of a time where a team with 2 or less mound visits needed to have a mound visit, you know. 1-2 to Heredia. And now 2-2.
Slider missing right there.
And Romero hoping to complete the 6th inning. Wonderful pitch count, just 66 pitches thrown.
Yeah, 9 in the 4th, 5 in the 5th.
Foul back
on the slider right there, and already a foul to straight back.
Just missed inside, 3-2. Full count to Heredia. Whoa, over his helmet. 97 miles per hour. Yikes. And this will be the first mound visit.
And the first walk of the ball game for either pitcher.
I don't know where that came from.
They're trying to go hard inside. You can see Heredia just ducking underneath.
Came closer, I think, to hitting his bat than the helmet. That was the first 3-ball count for Romero. And he's just issued his first walk. It comes with 2 down in the 6th. And now Mitch Haniger. Haniger with a strikeout and a ground out. Already a threat to steal. They've stolen once on Romero tonight. Oh, and that's high and tight, and they'll go to the backstop. And rounding second and holding on there is Heredia.
Well, wild pitch will be charged to Romero.
The last 2 have been by far the wildest pitches of the night. 70 pitches thrown and back-to-back high and inside fastballs.
Let it fly. Watch out.
Again, they were both fastballs, and look where the target was, down and away, and it was so far up and in that Garver couldn't catch it. 1-0 to Haniger. Probably loosening his spikes a little bit with this pitch coming up. Fouled away, 1-1. Pull shift on for Haniger. Missed inside with an off-speed pitch. 2-1. Pulled foul, another off-speed pitch.
Scott Brocious, the third base coach, had to get out of the way of that.
Used to seeing him stop ground balls over there. Really good third baseman.
Good fielder, yep.
2-2 from Romero to Haniger. Bad miss inside, 3-2. Garvin Alston might come to the mound if Haniger walks here.
It looked like a slider just got away from him.
Romero with 11 walks issued in 21 2/3 innings coming into the game, but the walk to Heredia his first tonight after 5 2/3.
Nelson Cruz on deck. Romero wants Garver to go through a new set of signs. Of course, runner at second base. An indicator will be used.
Full count to Haniger. Ground ball through the hole into center field. Heredia around third. He'll score, and the Mariners retake the lead. Benefiting from a stolen base in the first and a wild pitch here in the 6th.
A good piece of hitting right there by Haniger, because there's a fastball away. He didn't try to pull it, and with that big hole at second base, he just pushes the ball toward that side of the field. Nobody there. And Haniger picking up an RBI, his 37th of the year.
And Haniger with a 2-out single. The Mariners got a 2-out single from Cruz in the first. And now Cruz will bat here in the 6th.
Starting with Romero in his last start. The other 4 starters along with Romero comes into this ball game combined 2.59 ERA with a 2-1 record over the last 5 starts. So the starters have been doing a good job. It's just the offense have been sputtering.
And now Romero will try to settle down and complete the 6th inning.
Yeah, and over the what's nice too is that they were averaging about 5 1/3 innings up until then, and over the last 5 starts, it averaged 5 or 6 1/3 innings. So.
Fastball and a foul, 1 strike. To Cruz. That's down the right field line. It's a foul ball, and Kepler can't get there. 0-2. The pitch count climbing to 77. Hildenberger getting loose. I think the Twins would like to see Romero tighten up his control here, get through the 6th, maybe pitch the 7th. 2 strikes to Cruz. Off the plate. Regarding the pitching, and you brought it up, the starting pitching really good. Lance Lynn had a good start in the middle of that. Romero, Barrios, Odorizzi. 1 and 2.
And Gibson.
Hit to right center field, but it's hanging in there, up there for Kepler. A 2-out walk and wild pitch, backed up by a single, and the Mariners are back in front.
Knocked in the first run of the ball game with an RBI single in the first inning. Paxton has been awesome. 11 strikeouts and a 1-0 Seattle lead. Max Kepler tied it at 1 apiece with his 7th home run of the year. And we just saw Haniger get a base hit with Heredia at second base and 2 outs. Drive in the go-ahead run right now.
And Miguel Sano will lead off the 7th against Paxton. And he takes outside, ball 1. 3, 4, and 5 batters. Sano, Escobar, and Kepler here in the Twins' 7th.
Yeah, Paxton with 92 pitches now.
Two and 0.
He has not walked a batter with 11 strikeouts. You mentioned earlier 117 pitches used in his last start against the Tigers in a complete game.
Lifted to right, deep to the right field corner. Haniger makes the play right in front of the fence for the first out. And that'll bring up Escobar. June 1st is Skol Night at Target Field. A limited number of Skol theme night ticket packages are available that include a game ticket and a Twins purple Skol cap. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/Skol or call 800-33-TWINS. Here is Escobar. And Escobar takes a breaking ball and strike 1. Escobar with a bouncer to short and a strikeout.
Well, quality start, last 5 consistent, very consistent.
0-2. Tapper foul into the Twins dugout. Laid off that pitch this time. Took it high for a ball. 1-2. Paxton got him to swing and miss to end the 4th inning.
Zunino sitting inside.
Driven to right. And Haniger is back to put that away. 2 down.
Yeah, change up right there. Gets the fly ball out.
And now Kepler. Kepler is the only man to have reached safely, and he ended up touring the bases, since Dozier's single, which was what, on the 2nd pitch of the game? So since Dozier singled and Paxton ended up getting through the 1st inning, every pitch he's thrown, Kepler with another base hit similar to the ground ball he hit in the 2nd. And now for the first time since the 1st inning, Paxton will pitch from the stretch.
Kepler jumping on that first pitch. Of course, Paxton made a mistake, kind of left it middle in, about 87 miles an hour changeup that Kepler hit out. This time he starts him off with a fastball. Well, Kepler puts another good swing on and gets a base hit.
And of course, that will really brighten James Rowson's days, is to see Kepler against a lefty getting hits to all fields, and now Garver will hit. Strike 1. Garver with a bouncer to 2nd and a strikeout. On the ground, hit right to the shortstop Segura. Short flip to 2nd. Twins are done in the 7th. Home half of the 7th coming up in a 2-1 ball game. provided the Coors Light refreshing finish.
Well, Kepler tying the game at 1 apiece with a 7th home run. That coming in the 5th inning. He had another nice base hit in the 7th, and then also defensively. Making a perfect throw to get Healy out. That in the 5th inning.
Well, the Twins have only 3 hits. Kepler has 2 of those. It's a 2-1 ball game, and as expected, Romero is out there to at least start the 7th inning, hoping to finish the 7th for the first time. Seager will lead things off. This will be the 80th pitch of the night for Romero. He misses low, ball 1.
Yeah, he needed 25 to get out of the last inning that he gave up the go-ahead run. Other than that, he's been really good here tonight. Little hiccup there. Now you want to go and hopefully have a 1-2-3-7. This will be the longest outing in the big leagues for Romero. The first time he's gone out there for the 7th inning.
1-1. Seager with a liner to Adrianza, even though he was lined up on the right side of the infield his last time up. Then a ground ball to Dozier to wrap up the first inning. Popped up and out of play. Angels lost to the Yankees. Indians had a 2-0 lead late, and the bullpen gave up 11 runs. And the Astros slugged their way to a win over Cleveland. 1-2 to Seager. Escobar, the only infielder on the left side. One and two. Beaten foul. One and two to Seager, and then Healy and Gamble will hit in the Seattle 7th. And a foul. The Mariners have been winning a lot of these low scoring games lately. They're in a streak of 4 straight 1-run games where they've gone 3-1. This is their 50th game. They've already played 21 1-run games. A lot of close games. You can see they've pitched their way to a number of their wins where they've scored 3 runs or less. One and two. Last 3 wins have been by scores of 3-2, 3-2, both in extra innings, and 1-0. Near the mound, who wants it? Yeah. And it is Sano who has to climb the slope of the mound.
Well, with the shift that we showed you where everybody was playing, Escobar took him a while to come in. See, Garver, the catcher, was out by the mound. He looked like he was going to try to make this catch, but at the last second, Sano called everybody off. And that big man, when he calls everybody off, you better get out of the way. So the ball hit high right there. Escobar comes hustling in. Sano. Everybody gets out of the way. Almost tripped over the mound, but a nice concentration. Nice catch by Sano.
Healy takes outside. Chases 95 upstairs, 1-1. Five hits for the Mariners. They've all been singles. And now 1-2. Look where Sano was at the start of this play.
Well, you see where that ball's hit right there. Romero showing everybody where it's at, but that ball has got to be caught by Sano, which it was.
Well, it should be caught by the pitcher, shouldn't it?
It could be, but you're told to get out of the way.
He strikes out, 2 down.
Strikeout number 6 for Romero. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Twins hoping to get to 22 and 24 here tonight. Entering play with the same number of losses as the Indians. They've already lost. And a game and a half behind Cleveland for the division lead. 1 strike to Gamble. There was a sequence of 3, maybe 4 pitches in the 6th inning where Romero had some control issues, just the briefest amount of time. And right now, those 3-4 pitches are the difference in the ballgame. The walk and the wild pitch that put Heredia at second, and then Haniger had a little battle going with him, and he did a nice job getting a base hit to right field.
And it all came with 2 outs, too. So
Nick Vincent looks like he's loose and ready to pitch in the 8th. And now 3-1 to Gamble. I want a repeat of the 6th inning where the 2-out walk led to another run. Gamble reaches. And that'll bring up Zunino. .95 pitches. Again, Romero's range from 92 to 97 in his 4 prior starts. So it looks like the Twins will give him an opportunity here to pitch his way through the 7th. Maybe the Twins can get a couple of runs and get him a win. Trip to the mound gives us time to tell you that Sunday it's one of the biggest races of the year. Kevin Harvick looks to make it 3 in a row at the Coca-Cola 600 on Fox. All starts at 4:30 p.m. or stream it live on Fox Sports Go.
Trevor Hildenberger's been getting loose the last couple innings. But, Romero wants to complete 7 innings. He's got to get this guy out right here. Mike Zunino.
Struck out in the 2nd, wrapped into a double play in the 5th. Down and away, ball 1.
Zunino, the average down, see at 200, but 7 home runs. Watch Garver probably work outside. Don't want to make a mistake middle in.
Which is up 2-0. Pitched so well you'd like to see him complete the 7th inning, but I think you're right. If he somehow loses Zunino, even though Beckham's the number 9 batter, we might see a pitching change.
You have to really make sure if you throw fastball here that it is away like that.
A few ticks off his top end velocity, but a 94-mile-per-hour fastball in a good spot. 2-1. Now high cheese and a swing and a miss.
Yeah, both last fastballs clocked at 94.
2-2. Back up to 96, but up and in. It's a full count. That will allow Gamble to leave early from first. Looks like they're going to leave Sano on the bag here. Zunino's not one to get the ball to the right side anyway. Runner goes. Swung on and missed. 7 really good innings for Fernando Romero in his 5th big league start, but he comes off the mound trailing 2-1. Both starters did a wonderful job here tonight, and James Paxton finally yields now to Nick Vincent.
Yeah, Nick Vincent making his 24th relief appearance, 3-1 out of a bullpen, 20 in the 3rd innings. He's walked only 5, one of those intentional, with 22 strikeouts in his 3rd season with the Mariners, coming over from the San Diego Padres back in the winter of 2015.
The complexion of the 8th inning for the Mariners might change as soon as tomorrow, with Alex Colomé acquired in a trade from the Tampa Bay Rays, and then of course Diaz, the outstanding closer, would get the 9th. Here's Robbie Grossman leading off the Twins' 8th as a left-handed batter, and he takes strike 1.
Yeah, Vincent with a fastball, slider, and a changeup. Not an overpowering fastball, but hits his spots.
Popped up short left field. In fact, it's the 3rd baseman Seager who makes the catch, 1 away. That'll bring up Adrianza. Adrianza struck out twice, and then Buxton will hit.
Paxton gave up only 3 hits, 1 run. Did not walk a Twin batter with 11 strikeouts.
Dozier got a hit to start the ball game, and then Kepler's 2 hits, and that was it. Adrianza with 2 strikeouts right-handed. We'll give it a shot left-handed. Squaring the bunt, and he lays it down foul. 1 strike.
Seager, Gold Glove winner back in 2014. Very good at 3rd base. Just playing in about the grass.
Adrianza hitting sub 200 as a left-handed batter. Thought he'd try to bunt his way aboard. 1 strike. With Sano activated, you can imagine a world where more often than not Sano will be at third and Escobar will shift back to short where he was at the start of the year. And then Adrianza would be left as a utility player through this period of time when Sano has been on the disabled list. Adrianza's gotten regular play at short. And the average has climbed a few points, it seems like, on a daily basis, but Paul Molitor trying to find the right combination. 1-2 now to Adrianza. 2-2. And a line drive base hit, softly hit out of the reach of Beckham. And Adrianza's aboard now for Buxton as the tying run.
Yeah, Beckham got a pretty good jump right there, but it's just out of his reach. So Adrianza picks up the 4th hit for the Twins. They pitch up in the zone. A little bit off the end of the bat. Got deep enough, just out of the reach of Beckham. So the speedy Adrianza at first base.
Buxton at the plate. He struck out twice. Zunino giving the sign to the infield. Watch out for the bunt. Twins have a speedy runner at first in Adrianza. And Buxton takes inside, ball 1. Twins the first couple weeks of the year were very aggressive stealing bases, and that's been shut down in recent weeks. Strike on the outside corner, 1-1.
Slider right there by Vincent.
And Adrianza flushed back to the bag.
Buxton with only 4 doubles on the year, no home runs. 77 plate appearances.
Just 13 hits. High ball center field. Easy play for Heredia. Out number 2, and that'll bring up Dozier. Win unique Twins memorabilia and support the Twins Community Fund during the 2018 Twins broadcast auction. Can bid on items like a team-signed Twins Prince umbrella, a curling rock signed by the U.S. Olympic men's curling team,
cool.
and even a chance to spend an inning in the Twins broadcast booth. That's even cooler.
Well, I don't know about that.
You're right. Tune into the Twins broadcast May 29th and 30th to participate. Visit twinscommunityfund.org to learn more. Big at bat here for Brian Dozier. Speedy runner at first and 2 down. And Dozier lifts it foul. It'll reach the seats. Dozier single to center in the first, was taken off the bases on a fielder's choice. Since then, a strikeout and a fly ball to right.
Yeah, the offense for the Twins. I mean, that whole last homestand where the Twins 9 games, they're hit only .225 in that homestand. And they're taking it here tonight on the road. Addison Reed looks like he'll get the 8th.
Chopper to third. Seager throws on the run. The inning ends. Adrianza left the board, and we head to the bottom of the 8th, still 2-1. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's a 2-1 ball game in the 9th inning. The Twins will send Rosario, Sano, and Escobar to the plate in what is now a 1-run game, and the guy assigned the task of keeping it a 1-run game is Addison Reed.
Yeah, Addison Reed making his 23rd relief appearance. He's been pitching well out of the bullpen. His last 7 appearances, covering 7 2/3 innings, allowed only 1 run.
Face Beckham, Segura, and Heredia in the 8th inning. Driven to center. But Buxton glides over and makes the catch 1 away. And it'll bring up Segura.
Addison Reed, 29 years old, his first season with the Twins, 8th overall.
Segura singled, stole a base in the first, scored on the Cruz 2-out single, since then a couple of ground balls. Strike on the outside corner. Missing inside.
And Addison at 6'4", kind of a crossfire. He'll step toward that third baseline. Good fastball, slider.
1-2. Chip down the right field line. Kepler watches it go a few rows back. 50th game of the year for the Seattle Mariners. They hope to go 30-20. And they will hope to pick up their 14th 1-run win already this year. In 22 games. Segura lunges at strike 3.
Well, good slider right there. And I mentioned earlier about, you know, the starting staff is getting better, going deeper in the ball game means that bullpen maybe has to pitch 1 less inning. Well, they have pitched very well in the month of May. They combined a 2.78 ERA. The opponent's batting average outstanding. Not walking a lot of batters and picking up some strikeouts along the way.
That's the thing, you know, you Twins have had a tough time getting to the 500 mark and catching the Indians. They've been right behind them, seems like, the entire month. But as long as the bullpen can do what it's done in May, and as long as Cleveland continues to struggle with its bullpen, you'd like to think that eventually that's exactly what will happen.
You know, it doesn't sound like a lot, but if the starting staff can average 6 1/3, 6 2/3 innings, you know, we're in April. I know the ERA was in the 5s for both the starters and the relievers because they had to work 3+ innings from time to time. It was almost night after night. But the starting staff's better, it makes the bullpen better.
2 strikes to Heredia.
And if the starter can go 7 like Romero, hopefully, you know, the Twins come back. But, you know, Addison Reed will get an inning, and hopefully they'll come back, score a couple, and then Fernando Rodney will get maybe a save, his 8th in the month of May.
Worst part of trailing the Mariners late is you have to face that guy.
That guy, yeah, 17 saves on the year.
Chopper to third, and that ball kicked foul. But, you know, just think of what you asked, and I know the era in which you pitched, but we all know it's changed.
Mm-hmm.
You're aware, aren't you? I know you are. The average start now in baseball is 5 1/3 innings.
Right. That's why I brought up 6 1/3 for the Twins.
I know, that's an extra inning.
Right.
It makes all the difference in the world, and I think any team, not Houston, because we know how deep their rotation is,
yes,
but any other team in the American League, if they could get 6 innings from their starting pitcher every night, no more, just 6, they'd be thrilled to death.
Got him.
Reed with a good inning, a couple of strikeouts, and a 1-2-3/8 And we'll see what Rosario, Sano, and Escobar can do against Diaz down by a run. It's a one-run ball game. Eddie Rosario moved up to second spot in the batting order. Will lead things off. Then it will be Miguel Sano, then Eduardo Escobar. Facing this guy now, he has blown 2 save opportunities, but he's 17 out of 19, and he's just been incredible. He's given up 9 hits and 9 walks and a couple of hit batters. That's been it.
And 25 on the 3rd innings with 45 strikeouts.
And Rosario takes up and away, ball 1.
The 17 saves, the most in the American League.
Two and 0. Mentioned, stand as good a chance of getting a walk off this guy as a hit. 9 of each.
Diaz with a good fastball in the upper 90s, slider and a changeup.
Very wild, and it's 3 and 0. Sano on deck, Escobar to follow. Diaz steps behind the mound.
Diaz out of Puerto Rico in his 3rd season with the Mariners. 34 saves last year for Seattle.
And Eddie hits one to right field toward the corner. Haniger gets there. Rosario on 3 and 0. Hit it off on the end of the bat just a little bit for the first out. Wow. That had the right arc, the right trajectory, but it just got it out on the end of the bat.
Yeah, both these guys from Puerto Rico and Rosario, you think 3-0, he might take a pitch, but we know Eddie, everything away, and the ball was away. That put a little scare, I think, into Diaz.
I was going to say, you could look by his expression that he was a little worried about that one. Here's Sano, and he bends a breaking ball over, strike 1. Sano with 2 strikeouts and a warning, track fly ball to right. Another one hit deep to right, almost to the same spot, but this one twists foul. And it is 0-2 to Sano.
Diaz has allowed a couple home runs in his 26th appearance. Just got underneath that fastball. Square it up if you can.
Breaking ball. Looked like his delivery looked like caught his spikes or something in his delivery. It was kind of a peculiar pitch. 1-2. Big swing and miss. 2 down.
Hey, he missed that slider by a foot. Diaz picks up a strikeout.
And that'll bring up Escobar. An opponent batting average of 108. You will, if you try to pull the ball, you can swing at that pitch 150 times and strike out.
Still going to miss it by a foot.
Yep. Can't try to pull that pitch. Escobar trying to keep the game alive for the Twins. A ground ball, a strikeout, and a fly ball. Outside, ball 1.
What Escobar needs is a breaking ball or a fastball down, because we know he can hit that pitch.
He hasn't seen anything below the waist.
No, stay away from that high fastball. Like that, the cheese, a belt. Fastball clocked here at 98.
1-1. Just outside. Threw him the wrinkle, and he took it for ball 2.
Came back with another one, and Escobar swung through it.
And the Twins are down to their last strike. Drive to center. Heredia is there. And the Mariners win another 1-run ball game. Their 5th straight 1-run ball game, and they've won 4 of those. A couple of well-hit balls here in the 9th inning, but the Mariners win it. Anthony, the Twins and Mariners have played a lot of low-scoring ball games in this ballpark, and that's what we had here tonight.